you did have lots of fun with Maxwell, Stinky, didn't you? Yes. What's that? He left his toy dinosaur here. Yes, well that's all right because he can pick it up tomorrow when he comes over for a play again. Oh, it's the Poppets. Hello, my little Poppets, mums and dads, and welcome back to story time once again. Well, Stinky and I have had a very busy day. Stinky had Maxwell over for a play date, and they've been very, very busy. They were playing with this wonderful dinosaur here that belongs to Maxwell, and Stinky was just saying, oh, he said, Mrs. Wiffle Waffle, Maxwell left his dinosaur here. What are we going to do? And I was just saying to Stinky, that's okay because he's coming over for another play date tomorrow. So you'll be able to play dinosaurs again, won't you, Stinky? Yes, you will. Well, Stinky, I think we might put this lovely yes, I know you want to play with it, dear, but it'll be a little bit awkward during story time. So I think we'll pop this lovely dinosaur just on the floor while we have our story. And this is an exciting one, my dear Poppets, because we're continuing on Max Loves Ducks. Yes, we've read the first half, so now we're going to read the rest of Max Loves Ducks. And I did enjoy reading it very, very much, Stinky, didn't you? Yes, I wonder what's going to happen and what they're going to do once they get to the park. And here we go, my dear Poppets. Soon, Max, Mum says. First, we have to do some jobs around the house. The breakfast dishes are first thing on the list. Yes, well that's very important, isn't it, my dear Poppets? If you have your breakfast, it's very important that you help Mum with the dishes. Very, very important indeed. Mum washes and Max dries. Max loves to dry the dishes and then make them all wet again by putting them back in the sink. Oh, Stinky! Max likes to make them all wet again. He puts them back in the sink so they have to be dried once again. Oh, that's funny, isn't it? Yes, well sometimes when Stinky's drying the dishes, or washing them I should say, he does tend to make a lot of mess. Yes, he puts soap suds everywhere. Yes, and he has broken a dish or two, I have to say. When the dishes are finally done, they move on to the next job. Making the bed is next on the list, says Mum. Well, Stinky, I have to say you did a fine job at making the bed this morning. I wonder if the Poppets at home make their beds. Do you make your beds at home, my dear Poppets? What's that? You do! Well, that's wonderful, because if you make your bed, it's lovely and tidy in the room, and it's a big help to Mum, of course. Yes, making the bed. Max loves making the bed. Max rips the bedclothes off as fast as Mum pulls them up. Oh, Mum's making the bed and Max is unmaking it. Yes, well that'd take a long time, wouldn't it, Stinky? It most certainly would. Yes. Oh, a long time indeed. He then jumps on them and rolls around like a puppy in the sun. It's quite a task to get the beds made, but eventually it's all done. Yes, well I think Mum and Max must have worked out some sort of system and they eventually got the beds made, Stinky. Yes. The last job on the list is the vacuuming. Mum says Max likes control of the vacuum. He loves cleaning so much that he won't let Mum touch it, Stinky. Oh, he likes to have control of the vacuum. Do you vacuum, my Poppets, at home? Do you help your Mum with the vacuuming? Yes, you make a lot of noise. You can vacuum here and vacuum there. It's a lot of fun indeed. And of course, it gets the house lovely and clean. Then finally, work out and clean the carpet together. I love the vacuum, Max says. It's yellow like a duck. Quack, quack, quack. Oh, the vacuum is yellow like a duck. How interesting. I've actually never seen a yellow duck, says Mum. Yes, you have, says Max. Oh, well, Max says that Mum has seen a yellow duck. And you're doing a wonderful job there, Stinky. Max runs to the bathroom and gets his rubber duck. Mum laughs. I guess some ducks are yellow. You're right, she says. Oh, so Stinky, Max was talking about his yellow rubber duck. Yes, not the ducks up at the lake, but his bath time duck. Ducks now, please, says Max. Okay, Mum says, let's get ready. Well, Max and his Mum are going to finally get ready so they can head up to the lake. How exciting! Very exciting indeed. Max runs to the bread bin. Mum gets a brown paper bag and fills it with bread that's especially for the ducks, and a little something extra, Stinky, for Max. Yes, something a little extra for Max. Now, Max, Mum says we need our raincoats, hats and boots. Yes, because sometimes, my dear poppets, it does get quite wet and muddy if you go up to the lake. It most certainly does. When they're both dressed, they head towards the front door. Well, now they're both dressed, ready, and they're heading towards the door. How exciting. Mum lifts Max into the pusher, into the pushchair, and out the door they go, Stinky, yes, with their hats and their coats on, ready to make their way to the lake. How exciting. Down the garden path and out the front gate. Max is so excited he starts jumping and swaying in the pushchair, in the pusher. Oh yes, I remember when he was a little boy, my poppets, he used to do that, jumping up and down with excitement. Down the footpath they head, past the old house where Mrs. Gravy stands in her pink dressing gown and pink slippers, waiting for the postman. Oh yes, it's good sometimes you can go out and check the post. Yes, Stinky likes to do that, I have to say. Max makes a face as they go past. Oh, he made a face, Stinky. Oh dear. Past the bakery where delicious smells waft through the door. Oh, how exciting. Yes, a bakery is very, very good, I have to say. Lots of yummy things in the bakery. Max says, delicious. Oh, delicious. Chocolate cake, he says to Mum. Oh, yes, Stinky, chocolate cake. I remember. Maxwell liked chocolate cake, didn't he, when he was a little boy? Yes, he did. I think he still likes chocolate cake, actually. Yes, very, very much. Maybe on the way home, Mum says. Past the cafe where a cross-looking man with his Dalmatian sit and have their morning coffee. Yes, well, often when you go for a walk, my dear poppets, you see lots of people walking dogs. Yes, and especially up at the park or at the lake. Yucky dog, Max says. What's wrong with it? Max asks. Oh, he thinks it's a rather unusual dog, Stinky, because it has lots and lots of spots. Yes. Nothing, says Mum. He's just a spotty dog, that's all. Mum and Max push on past cats sitting on fence posts, dogs sniffing at trees, people on bicycles, and kids flying kites, till they finally see the lake. Oh, at long last. Yes, this is a long story. They finally see the lake. Yes, what an adventure they are having, Stinky. Max starts jumping up and down again. He can see the lake in the distance. It's getting closer and closer. Oh, it's getting closer, Stinky. Closer and closer. I'm coming, ducks. I'm coming, Max shrieks. At last they reach the bank of the lake. Yes, well, they've reached the bank at last, and at last they're there, Stinky. Mum finds a nice spot under a tree. Yes, well, that's very important when you go to the lake, especially on a sunny day. You have to find a nice shady spot under the tree. She pulls out a brown paper bag out of the pusher and pulls a sandwich out for Max. But Max doesn't want the peanut butter sandwich. He wants to eat the stale duck bread instead. Oh, Stinky! He wants to eat the stale duck bread instead. Well, there's Maxwell there, and his pushchair in his pusher, and I do believe he's eating the duck bread. He doesn't want the peanut butter sandwich. He wants the duck bread instead. Ah, isn't that funny? Yes, he seems very happy with the duck bread, I have to say. If it's good enough for Max, Stinky, and it's good enough for the ducks to eat, it's good enough for him. Oh, it's good enough for Max. And there's Max there, sitting in his pushchair at the lake. How marvellous. There are so many ducks here. Musk ducks, wood ducks, water hens, swans, and their cygnets. Yes, there certainly are a lot of ducks at the lake. Ducks here, there, and everywhere. No wonder Max loves it so much. Yes, well, that's true. He certainly does love ducks. There are even seagulls. Max laughs at the seagulls squawk amongst themselves over pieces of bread. Yes, they do that, don't they? Often you see them at the beach and they're squawking over bread and other bits and pieces, other food scraps that they find. When Mum and Max have finished feeding the ducks, they head to the playground. Mum and Max have spent many happy a day on the slides and swings. Well, there's young Maxwell there. He's climbing up a ladder there. Thank you, Stinky dear. And he's on a swing having a marvellous time. It's wonderful to go to the playground. It really is. Mum loves taking Max to the park. Mum looks at Max. I think it's time to go home, she says. You're looking very tired. Yes, well, sometimes when you're at the park you get very tired, don't you, Stinky? Yes, you most certainly do. Yes, you get very tired when you go to the park. She lifts Max into the pusher and they head for home. Max is a sweet little boy who loves many things, but most of all, Stinky, he loves his mum. Oh, isn't that sweet? So he loves the ducks very, very much, of course, but of all the things that Max loves, the things he loves the most is his mum. He loves his mum. Well, a very cute story about ducks, I have to say. And I did enjoy reading that about Maxwell. You thought it was very cute? Yes, it was very cute. And my, how he has grown. Well, my dear Poppets, mums and dads, I hope you enjoyed that different story, and it's a very different way of telling a story. Max loves ducks. Perhaps you could write your own story, or perhaps you could go and feed some ducks. That would be a lot of fun. Go for a walk and perhaps you might see some dogs, or you might see a man, a cross man with a very cranky Dalmatian. And as always, my dear ones, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.